This is the ROG Phone II Tencent version. We just received it in the mail, but who wants to see another boring video of unboxing? No one. So, goes to the trash can. Yes, my trash can is a Nintendo box. Don't ask.
Hey guys, how's it going? Akasha here, again with another test of ROG emulation capabilities. Today we're gonna be trying a CITRA emulator, and we're gonna be using Octopus first of all because you are unable to configure the physical controllers on the emulator, so you can only use the touch controllers, which kind of sucks. But I want to use my Bluetooth controller, so I use Octopus to map it first, and we're gonna be testing this game, which was also requested, as well as the emulator by Emudroid, which is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the 3DS version of it. So as you can see, the game runs, which is, for starters, really good. The emulation itself is good, but I started to notice some details that I will be explaining whenever you guys see it. So as for now, I mean, everything else is running good. You can see a consistent frame rate, 25 sometimes, but it usually maintains within the range of 25 to 30 frames per second. I believe the 3DS frame rate is 30 frames per second. So I believe this is normal for this emulator and for the system itself, because you see the animation is very smooth. There is a lot of details being shown in it, so the rendering of the graphics is good. Right now this is just like the starting cutscenes, so still not in-game footage, but it will be. Just be patient, bear with me, we'll get there. To be honest, it's really nice to see the game ported in a nicer resolution than the original one for the Nintendo 64. So here we can see I cut through a lot of stuff, and so that we can see the interaction with the characters in the little village. Just the very first look into the game. How it runs, you know, everything runs really nice. As you can see, there is a consistent frame rate too. Details are being rendered, there is no glitches. I just entered here just for you guys to see the transitions. There is a regular load time into it. Doesn't really take too long. I think this is average, or this is normal. Once again, I'm using Octopus, which is an application that allows you to map physical controllers into the touch controls of games. For example, Android games, some Android games that doesn't really support external controllers or physical controllers natively. It allows you to map them on the touchscreen, to put them wherever you want, to assign them wherever you want, so that you're able to play them later on with a physical controller. First thing you can see here is that I was unable to see the thumbnail of the t-shirt that I'm wearing. I thought at the beginning it was some mistake, and later on we will see that no, it's not a mistake. It's actually the game or the emulator doesn't really show them. It doesn't show any of the items, and you will see later on. So I start to notice a little bit of slowdown in some parts. Whenever I move, it feels a little bit heavy, a little bit like forced whenever I'm moving through an area that has like either more characters, NPCs, or just things in general in the environment. So for this game, I was unable to use, although in the CITRA emulator itself, I have it enabled with the X mode for the ROG phone. Whenever I launch it, it doesn't really let me use my external controller, so I have to launch it through Octopus. So Octopus launches it, but it launches it from its own interface, you know. So that's why you can't see, for example, here temperature. I'm not able to pull out the Game Genie because Octopus was not enabled there. So here we can see I tried to buy something like something else to see if it was only that t-shirt that was not necessarily showing and everything else was shown. So I bought just a stick since that was the only thing I could afford there. And here in the lower screen, you still you can see that there is no thumbnail. There is not the image of the item, although there is a little number there that says that I have one stick, but I can't see it. Whenever I tap on it, you can see the description of the item, but that can be a little bit troubling, especially if you have many items and you have to go one by one, tapping on each one of them to see which one it is. That can be taking some time, so I don't know how to feel about that. It's not necessarily something that will turn you off from the game. Here you can see some slowdown. I was trying to interact with things, and you can see like it drops down to 20, which for 30 frames per second is a lot. 10 frames is a lot. It's a third of it, so it's like if you will be playing at 60 and you drop to 40. So this for some reason was extremely slow. Look at, I mean, it's just a transition. It's a menu, and it was like 4 frames per second at best. 5. So I don't know why this was so slow. I mean, especially taking in consideration that this is just a cutscene and the previous cutscenes were very smooth. Then you go back to the gameplay and it's fine. So I went to the place that the vision showed me to go get my sword. Everything was good. I was thinking maybe the place is extremely heavy to render and I'm gonna be struggling through the place, but nope, it was very playable. I did that on purpose. However, that was not on purpose. And also that was not on purpose. Anyway, so here we get our sword. Super exciting. Yeah. And still the items not showing. So here I was just like pressing everywhere, seeing if something gets to be shown here. So here is a problem because it's not even telling you the number, so you don't even know where to point. So I was just tapping everywhere, and then I got into the sword, I equip it. What is that guy doing? So here you see major slowdowns. It's almost halfway to 15, 17. So I went to the tree to see how's the battle, you know, because I mean this game has a lot of that. And yeah, so everything goes okay. I'm happy that the game is rendering. Yeah. However, you can see that there's a lot of instability. So sometimes it slows down a lot. Sometimes it's just like a little bit tough to render everything. And I mean, this is the moment of truth, right? This is the test of fire to see how is the battle. And as you can see, there is some slowdown. You go down to 20, 21. So this can be a problem. Go down all the way to 18, sometimes 15, depending on what the enemy is doing. and it doesn't really feel very good. It doesn't really feel that it can flow. So definitely it's struggling. So then I start to think, what if then I try to enroll Octopus into the ROG, the X mode, you know. What if I do that on the X mode on Octopus, and then Octopus is running at like hardcore mode, you know? What if I do that? Would that even help the emulator itself, since it's running it through it? So I went into the games lobby and I enabled Octopus, and then I put it all the way, enabled it on hardcore mode, I mean on advanced mode, temperature control all the way to high, the CPU load all the way into that, and then I loaded, you know, as if it will be a game, although it's not a game. And ran CITRA, and then the game, loading it up. And what you can see is that immediately there is a boost on the frame rate, and it feels way faster. It actually feels that I'm playing on speed mode, you know, or like I'm playing on turbo, and I'm not. It is just like the normal speed. So makes you realize that, wow, the game was really slowing down quite a lot, and it's completely playable now. As you can see, it's actually quite enjoyable. Everything is way faster, and I don't know if I was just getting used to play it in slow motion, but this really feels like fast. I don't remember much about this game on Nintendo 64. I was not necessarily a Nintendo 64 gamer when it first came out. I mean, I played some games. I played a lot of Mario Kart 64. That was my favorite game on the system. But other than that, I really didn't play much. I mean, I played Zelda, I played Mario 64. I didn't really play 007. And yeah, I wasn't necessarily into the Nintendo 64. Back in the days, I was more into the PlayStation, and I don't regret it at all. But I don't remember much about this game, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, the game is absolutely playable, super smooth. There is no glitches. Only that I don't know, that error where you can't see the items in the menu. And I don't know if there is a patch or a solution to that, a workaround. Unfortunately, the emulator doesn't really have many options to configure it, like to solve these kind of errors in mapping. And probably it's because, I mean, it's an emulator that is relatively new, and I don't know if it has a lot of work into it. I don't know if there is a big community working in developing and fixing it, as for example for Dolphin. But yeah, this is a problem, you know. This can be a little bit outputting, can be a little bit discouraging, because you can't see what you have, you can't see what you're missing, and the game relies on that. And if not absolutely, it does rely on that, especially because you need to gather specific pieces, right? And weapons and items. So you rely a lot on your items in the game. And yeah, that, I don't know how to solve that. I don't know if you guys will be able to play like that. Also, you can't see what you have equipped, so it's not only that it fails in showing you the whatever you have, but it also, you can't see what you have equipped. So I don't know to what degree that is a deal breaker, or it's something that you guys can overlook and just like ignore and play it. Especially if you already know the game upside down, probably it's not that much of a problem. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm enjoying the game already, and it's so difficult to put it away. It's so difficult to put it down, because the game just flows, you know. It's just at this point right now. Later on, there is a point where you're stuck for a while, and you need to search and find little secrets here and there. But as of now, I am enjoying the game quite a lot. Definitely is a good game. It's really worth playing and trying. If you have a game, if you have a phone, a device that can run this at this speed, go for it. Get it in your phone or in your tablet or in your emulator station, whatever you have. So this started to open a new world for me, because I was like, okay, if this game is running so good, so smoothly, then I will be able to play more 3DS games, right? So I would like to test Super Mario 3D Land. I would like to test Senran Kagura 2, which is also a beat 'em up. And for science, of course, we need to see those physics of movements of different parts of the characters, as you know. And yeah, so many other games that I have in the list right now, on my personal list. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you have any other game that you would like me to test, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for the subs. See you in the next video. Bye.